Hey there, welcome in. We're going to get a little information to see who we're reading for today. Okay, we've got Cancer energy in the second house. Second house ruling self-worth, material abundance, and Jupiter. Jupiter is actually present in Cancer right now, right? And so wherever Cancer is in your chart, Jupiter is one of those signs that when it shows up, it expands what it's around. It likes the energy of Cancer. And so, right, it's the good luck, the good luck sort of planet there. So let's see what's going on. Second house energy, expansion energy, Jupiter in Cancer. What do we need to know? Cancer placements. Okay. Well, it's time to release any negativity. As well we should. That is the full moon in Scorpio. That'll be coming up in May. Right? So we have a full moon in Libra headed our way in just a few days here in early April. So we can expect the full moon in Scorpio in May. And perhaps that is going to see perhaps that is the time where you're going to see a material shift in your abundance, Cancer. All right, let's just see if we can get a little insight into what's supporting you. Your hard work is paying off. So this is under the surface, right? This is the energy that you're building upon. You know that you've been putting in the work for a long time, and you know, what's changing in you is how you communicate. So communication being key to the next steps, the future that you're building is highlighted. Now, Gemini. I don't know if you have any placements in Gemini, but definitely keep a lookout for activity in Gemini, as it's allowing you to rewrite the story about your hard work. So be very mindful of how you talk to yourself, how you talk about yourself, how you talk about your hard work, your efforts, what you've been working on and what you plan to work on, what you want your future to look like. Now, communication is obviously between, yourself and somebody else, but it's also your own internal dialogue as well. So, be sure to shift, right? Release any of that negativity, Scorpio energy, what we don't see, the internal transformation. It starts there. You have to believe it within yourself to be able to communicate it to someone else. Okay? Let's see what else we have. Any other clarity for Cancer and Cancer placements about Jupiter and their abundance? A romantic or business opportunity is indicated. So perhaps you feel that this is coming your way because of your hard work. Perhaps that there is a shift in your life right now and you're kind of just waiting for this to arrive, right? You're expecting it. You're waiting for it. Now, careful what you wish for, right? It says be prepared to be renewed after a period of crisis, right? And so I think at large, we're seeing a lot of upheaval everywhere in our lives. Things are shifting, and we have an opportunity to approach them from a woe is me and a doom and gloom maybe energy, or, right, do we want to come at it from a higher vibe? Communication is key. How do you tell the story of your transformation? How are you going to what energy are you going to lean into? Are things that are happening around you, what lens are you looking at them through? Do you feel as though, they're happening to you and it's negative, or are you viewing these disruptions, these disruptors, as an opportunity? Being very present about that is going to pay off. Like I said, it all starts internally within. So, you know, your internal monologue is going to heavily shape your external reality. You know that you've done the work, but if you self-sabotage or you're a little too self-deprecating in your humor, examine those roots and why. Why is that your default sort of setting? All right. Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. It looks good. Your hard work's paying off. Just don't squander your opportunities that are coming in for you. I think, you know, I think that's kind of the high level message. We're currently at the end of March, just after the spring equinox here. So it looks like, you know, the next couple of weeks might be a little bumpy. You might feel as though you're going through the fire a bit, but by this full moon in Scorpio energy, right, something's going to avail and reveal itself. So let's see what else we get from the tarot. What does Cancer and Cancer placements, what do they need to know? Okay, so there's the Knight of Cups is coming in. This could be indicative of that romantic or business opportunity coming your way, an offer incoming. Your opportunity, challenge, and outcome, big cards here. Opportunity is to release yourself from that Capricorn energy. Your hard work is paying off, but it doesn't mean that your hard work is necessary at the same level as it's always been necessary. So I think one of the things that you'll see as you advance forward into the next coming years is like you're not going to be the one who has to pull the sled as hard as you have historically been doing. You need to work smarter, not harder, if you will, and look for opportunities to do that. And this Knight of Cups, right, might be offering you tools or a different perspective, right, you know, to help you be able to do that and to believe that you deserve to be able to do that. All right, your challenge is ending the cycle. It's hard. It's hard to turn this corner, especially if you've been behaving in this way for many, many years. If this is programming that, you know, comes from childhood or, you know, just really anything, right? If it's just any type of belief system, uprooting those belief systems are really challenging. And you might feel as though you're sort of advancing and progressing and doing well with changing your point of view. And then you'll always get a little test, right? And it's like, are you sure? Are you sure you're doing good at that? Or are you really vulnerable and susceptible of falling back into your old ways of comfort? And so, you know, you may in the next, let's say 5 or 6 weeks here, be presented with opportunities that test your willingness to close this cycle and these behaviors out, right? Because you want to get free from that heavy Capricorn energy. You know, where does that sit in your chart, right? If you are a Cancer rising, Capricorn's going to sit in your 7th house of partnerships, right? Of partnerships. Excuse me. So, you know, you're being asked not to carry all of the load. If you've historically carried all of the weight of all of your committed partnerships, now's the time to change that story. All right. And your outcome here is the Lovers. So again, heavy themes of communication, Gemini, and partnership, right? So it's just this theme here. You definitely have a new offer of love coming your way. You need to obviously stay present as you explore what is being presented to you, right? Choose things that feel good. Choose things that are aligned with, where you want to go. Your hard work is paying off. I think that this is both, spiritually guided as well as what you do on the day to day, right? You've been perhaps working very hard in your 3D life, showing up to work and, taking care of the kids and doing all the things that, help us progress in our everyday lives. But it's likely that you've also been doing a lot of work internally, right? To kind of transform the stories that you tell yourself. And now, right, you're really, after a time of hard work, revealing the new version of you, right? The Phoenix rises. This is, you're getting to get a little showy here. You're going to reveal who you are now. And just continue to remember, hey, it's okay if you feel a little bit down here and there and you're questioning sort of your ideas, or you feel a little imposter syndrome-y, but you have to come back to center and, say, hey, what's triggering that response in me? What's triggering that response in me, and how can I look at this moment or this interaction as something I can learn from? What wisdom can I extract from this, knowing that it's triggered me to talk about myself in a negative way? Because where you're going is fantastic, right? You're releasing yourself from the devil. And as you do so, you'll be challenged to close out the cycle. But the beautiful part is you are closing out the cycle and you're going towards the energy of the lovers here, right? And so that's fantastic. Who doesn't want a new romantic or business opportunity that's aligned, right, with who you're becoming? All right, let's see if we could get a little information or insight on what you might not see coming. Cancer. The Knight of Pentacles. Okay, easy does it. Slow goes the race, right? So you might, let's see. You might be getting an opportunity that feels a little underwhelming. This proposal or romantic offer might feel a little slow going. And for somebody who's done so much work and has been, putting in the effort for so long, if you're feeling this energy of the Phoenix, all of this, right? Like this intense fire, creativity, this creative energy, you feel this within yourself. This might not feel as exciting as you might want it to. But the Knight of Pentacles, that is stable, secure, right? Back to that second house. That's stable, secure, putting in the work, planting, the seeds for a fruitful harvest. We live in a world of instant gratification, and I think it's going to be very easy for folks to get swept up in fallacies of get rich quick and, progress quick, or zero to hero kind of energy. And we have to just kind of anchor ourselves in reality, and you have to do the work. It's going to take time and effort, and you got to continue to show up. It's going to be different. The way in which the heaviness of your hard work is going to shift and change. All right. Let's get a little advice. What does Cancer need to know? Okay. Cancer, you're moving forward. You're being pushed. There's been a lot of energy around the Wheel of Fortune and divine timing in all of these readings. So it's not a surprise that your 8 of Cups moment, you're walking towards the new version of you. You're moving towards, and you're moving towards that new opportunity for love. And it could be, right, a true love partnership. It could also just be moving towards doing things that you love on the day to day. It could be in work. It could be in, in romance, wherever it shows up for you in your chart, right? Just understand that you have been progressing. You've been doing the internal work. You've been doing the 3D work. You're ready to reveal a new version of you. And try not to fall into patterns of negative self-talk, right? That's going to be the anchor for you, is really letting go of that negativity. Anything, right? Because you don't want to self-sabotage your happy ending. Don't self-sabotage your happy ending. Be really, really present on the stories you tell yourself, and why. And how does that align with who you're becoming? And, don't allow external influences to shape or sway that, because you are moving towards something wonderful, something that's very balanced and aligned with your heart, something that fills your cup instead of drains it. So that's for you. I hope, Jupiter has had a fun time in your sign, Cancer, wherever it sits in your chart. And I think, if you've been putting in the work, so now it's time to reap the benefits of that. Thanks so much for being here. I hope that helped. Maybe we'll see you on another one.